All right, we want to welcome everyone to King Conversations. I am your host, Brother Jay, and we want to welcome our first guest, Isaiah Evans,
Yo, yo.
aka Zai Steppa.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a conversation about your education journey as you are a freshman at Morehouse University in Atlanta, Georgia, for those who don't know.
Yep.
And so, and preparation going to Morehouse, you attended Lincoln College Prep, but I want to start on your education journey at Academy Lafayette, which for our audience who may not know is a French immersion charter, and you started going there in kindergarten up
Yep.
through, what, middle school?
Seventh, all the way up until eighth grade. So eighth grade, I went to Lincoln.
Okay, and so, Lincoln College Prep is a predominantly black school,
Yep.
and you're coming from Academy Lafayette, which was not. So talk to us about your experience at Academy Lafayette.
So like going to Academy Lafayette, that was really all I knew for the most part. So like I just thought that was kind of like what I was supposed to do. But it being predominantly white, it was kind of hard for me to fit in and make friends. And I knew I was different at a young age, so I kind of knew that I couldn't act a certain way because I knew I'd be stereotyped and things like this. So it kind of like helped me form like a double consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Like it allowed me to understand that I'm black and they not black and they white. So like it's different ways to go about different things, and I gotta do stuff a little differently than they do.
Right. And, a lot of times in that environment, kids will either shrink or, like you said, they'll learn from that experience.
Yeah.
And so you had a lot of support, and education, obviously, as an Evans, is
Yeah.
very, very important. So you had a lot of support in that environment. But I want to talk about, the experience of going and traveling international at such a young age, at the age of 12, because a part of the program at Academy Lafayette was you all took an international trip.
Yeah.
And so talk to us about that experience, because, a lot of kids don't get to have that experience,
Yeah.
especially not at 12.
So I stayed with a family, a host family. So I was the host kid, and it was interesting because like growing up, you think America is like that's just the whole world. Like you think the whole world operates like America,
Mhm.
but going to France is like completely different. They do stuff differently. Like the culture is different. So it allowed me to understand that different cultures like do different things and allow me to be more open-minded towards different like cultures and stuff like that.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I know you kind of talked about the difficulty at being at Academy Lafayette,
Mhm.
but was that at the time that you also started your YouTube page?
Yes, that was the time. So I was very quiet at school, so when the kids at school they would see my YouTube, it would kind of shock them. And like even one of my teachers, her name was Miss McCrary, she found my YouTube in like sixth grade, and she was like very shocked that I was the one doing it and being like loud on YouTube and stuff and using my words because at school I didn't talk.
Right.
So like it was interesting for them to see it.
Right.
And, like people still like from middle school, like you can still tell that like they know.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome because, like I said, a lot of kids don't get that opportunity to have that kind of a dual existence, if you will, and get the opportunity to tap into their creative side.
Yeah.
And so even starting the YouTube page, because I think it's important that we also talk about parental support. So, what was that like from your parents' perspective as you started making YouTube videos? Was that something that they pushed or? how did it
Yeah,
work?
they always promoted it. Like they kind of like they gave me the idea because I used to watch a lot of YouTube and I used to just annoy my dad because he didn't like their voices. So one day at the dinner table he told me I could either be a consumer or producer, and ever since then that just gave me the entrepreneurial mindset moving on through the rest of my life. So now I don't like really consuming, I like producing stuff.
Right, awesome. I think that's a great point that your dad made for you, kind of leading you on this path. And so clearly, you matriculated to Morehouse from Lincoln College Prep.
Yeah.
Have you decided on a major at this point?
Right now I have to apply to the cinema major, which I'm looking forward to, but I'm not sure if that's a definite major I want to do. But that's what we're going with for right now.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. So, well, you're, like you said, at a great university. You're talking about Spike Lee
Yep,
as
yep.
an alum. Have you ever watched School Days?
Yo.
Okay, great. Got him. I had to check.
Yeah.
And so, we've been talking a lot about education here in Kansas City, and so kind of want to back up and talk about your experience at Lincoln College Prep. It's held up as one of the best high schools in the city, one of the best high schools in the state. How do you feel like your experience at Lincoln has prepared you for what you've experienced at Morehouse so far?
I had a blast at Lincoln. Like, I know I'm only 18, but those are some of the best years of my life. Like, when I started going to Lincoln, I was a little shy, but then I noticed, like, all the kids are like me. Like, we all grew up in similar, like, environments and upcoming, so it was very easy for me to connect with them. And it allowed me to come out my shell and find out who I really was. So I feel like I owe Lincoln a big, like, it did a lot for me. Like, it helped me find out who I was, like, and we were smart. Like, we didn't understand, like, I didn't really understand the whole college prep thing, like, because I was, like, used to, like, doing what it did. But, like, now I'm in college, I see, like, a lot of stuff Lincoln taught me. It helped me succeed in college, so
right.
Teaching us a lot of the values and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think that, like I said, I kind of want to spend a little time talking about that because I think it's important for the kids that are at Lincoln now and kids that are coming behind you to understand how high school and how important it is in preparing you for that next level.
Yeah.
And so to kind of get into some specifics, are you the kind of kid that writes down goals and maps things out? Are you a big planner? What has helped you succeed along with the foundation, the education that you had from Lincoln?
I don't plan a lot. Like, I go with the flow a lot of the times. Like, not necessarily go with the flow, but I just live life day by day. So, like, if I know I got an assignment, I would procrastinate on it, but I would know I'll get it done. Like, I've always been the type to get my stuff done, but I would procrastinate a lot.
Right. Well, no, I appreciate the honesty. Everyone doesn't, do things the same way. And like I said,
I feel like I work better under pressure. So if I know my assignment due in like a couple hours, I know I'm really lock in and get it done. But if I got a lot of time, it's kind of hard for me to like lock in on it.
Right. No, I understand. Like I said, you have to find what works for you and what has helped you be successful. And so as your YouTube presence has grown, you're at 78,000 subscribers right about now. And you've obviously been editing videos and things of that nature. So talk to us about that creative side. And, are you more comfortable being behind the camera? You being more comfortable being in front of the camera? What do you enjoy about that process?
I really I've been doing it all, like, my whole life. Like, doing YouTube, I have to figure everything out by myself and on my own. So, like, I really like doing everything. I like editing. I like making graphics. I like being in front of the camera, behind the camera. I really like doing everything. So when people ask me that question, kind of hard for me to answer because I've been doing everything all the time. So
let me ask you this. So, even as you have evolved and, doing short skits and things of that nature, and now you recently just put out a 28-minute documentary. And so, that's a lot more involved. And so even through this process, are you self-taught with the software, and is that all just you? I mean, did you go to school to learn any of this stuff?
I mean, of course, like I did my homework, I did my research on a lot of things, but at the end of the day, nobody was really there like telling me how to do this or do that. I had to like find it out on my own. And I feel like YouTube has taught me a lot about life as well, and like everything I do, I feel like it all goes together, like.
Right.
Because YouTube it's always evolving. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what I really want to do with it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, knowing your story a little bit, one of the things that I've always wanted to ask you that I found impressive is, playing baseball is one thing. And they talk about the difficulty of being able to hit a ball. If you're successful 3 out of 10 times, that's great. But one of your seasons, you went a whole season with, I don't know, it was 0 strikeouts or no strikeouts. Right. Talk to us about the discipline that takes, because I don't think, a lot of folks have an appreciation for just how difficult that had to be.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, not looking back on it, that's crazy. But, like, I feel like if you can hit a baseball consistently, you could probably do anything you put your mind to. Because that's one of the hardest things in sports. Like, you got to think, like, somebody's throwing a ball at you. At our age, it's probably like 85 miles per hour. And you got to put this skinny bat on the ball. So I feel like if you could do that, you could really do everything. But discipline-wise, took a lot of discipline because in the preseason I was putting in a lot of work.
Mhm.
So it didn't just it wasn't just luck. It was like hard work behind it. So
Right. And I think I'm sorry.
and people just see like they just see the product of it. So people don't understand the work you put in. They just see what happens and they just think it's magic. But magic don't exist. You got to put in the work. And also before that season, I went to Cooperstown, New York,
Mhm.
and I didn't get a hit the whole time. So like we was all looking forward to that tournament, and it was a week-long tournament. We was looking forward to it the whole year.
Mhm.
And I got down there. I said I'm gonna hit home runs, all this. And I didn't get a hit the whole time. So I'm like, I got to get in the lab,
Mhm.
and that's when I start working in. And the next season, I didn't strike out.
Right. And I think, like I said, there's so many lessons to be learned through that process. And for young people that are watching this, like you said, a lot of times we get caught up in the destination and instead of the journey
Mhm.
and understanding all of the hard work that gets put into that finished product.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, just another huge accomplishment for you. And so for your YouTube audience, do you think that, obviously now they know you're at Morehouse, but before that, do you think that they maybe understood how seriously you took education, even though, you were putting out funny videos and things of that nature? Do you think that your audience really kind of had an understanding that, yeah, I'm taking care of business in the classroom too?
I don't think they really understand because, like, a lot of people, they just want to see the ignorant stuff. They just want to see the clowning and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's like, no, I really got this going on and I do this. But, like, I can also entertain, but I still stand on my business and get what I got to get done. And a lot of people don't understand that. They don't like seeing it for real. They want to see the clowning and me acting a fool.
Mhm.
But it's like, I got to do what's best for me at the end of the day. So,
Right. And I think that, like I said, knowing your story and the environment that you've been around, the people you've been exposed to, I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about that, because you stand on the shoulders of a lot of great Evans that have come before you.
Yeah.
And so, even at your experience at Lincoln College Prep, you had older cousins who left quite a legacy for you. So talk to me about that Evans mindset, that entrepreneurial mindset, that giving back to your community mindset, how that has helped inform your behavior.
yeah, I feel like being an Evans, especially in Kansas City, like, no matter the generation, like, your name just hold weight. Like, everybody know what's up with you. So you really gotta stand on your business, and you just gotta handle what you gotta handle. And a lot of people look up to you, like, and expect you to do certain things. So you just gotta be a leader. I feel like being an Evans is being a leader in many situations. So I just have to follow those footsteps. And that sometimes it got hard, but I just knew it was the best for me. So.
Yeah, right. And so, I was watching a video that was made over homecoming, and you could tell, you could actually see the maturity in you in these last couple of months, and just the excitement. And I kind of wanted to share some of how you were feeling in that moment, with your family.
All right, look, I just want to thank every one of y'all for making me the man who I am today. Daddy, without you, I would never even think of what Morehouse was, but it's already transformed me to a different man than I was 2 months ago. So I just want to thank y'all. Mama, I just want to thank you for everything you've done, everything you taught me. Although it would make me mad, I just want to thank you. And I really love you, and I love both of y'all, because without y'all, I wouldn't be, I don't know where I would be. Then my little brother Noah, without him, I don't know where I would be, because even though he's my little brother, he still inspired me, and he still put me on to certain stuff that I didn't know of, even though he's my little brother. So like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, when you came, it didn't sink, but right now it's sinking. Like, I really miss you, bro, and he was a big part of my character, bro.
Family there and the whole nine.
It was a great feeling. Like, it was great seeing my family, and I could tell that they could tell that I've been maturing. Like, it's really one of the craziest things. Like, I never would have thought being away from home for like 3 months would make me so much more mature. But like, people have been saying I've been more mature, but I can see it too. Like, I just feel like being in college, it's a lot of people around you, but you also have a lot of time with yourself, and you just be lonely, and it just be like, what I'm gonna do? Like, you really just gotta figure out who you are as a person. And I feel like being alone, like, I feel like when God wants you to learn more about yourself, he gonna isolate you from
Right.
a lot of stuff.
Wow.
So I feel like that's what happened, and I'm more mature, and I know I'm constantly growing. So
That's cool. That's cool. So I know your mother's gonna be listening to this, and so I want to see what's maybe something that used to get on your nerves that she used to always be in your ear about, but now that you're on this maturation journey, something you're now like, man, that made a lot of sense.
Like when I was younger as in like 3 months ago, I used to lose a lot of my stuff. Like I used to lose my wallet, lose my phone. Like I just used to lose everything, my keys. And since I've been in college, I haven't lost anything, like for real. Like I haven't lost anything. But my mama used to always be on me. It's like, your brother not gonna be there to look out for you when you go to college. And I'm like, okay. But like I finally understand like a lot of this stuff she was saying, and not just my mom, my dad too. They used to tell me a lot of stuff that used to get on my nerves. But like now it stick with me, and I hear it in the back of my head when I'm doing something. So I understand it now.
And well, that's funny. I heard you just say that your brother's not always gonna be around.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that relationship. You kind of are blazing a path, for your brother to come behind. And so talk to us about that relationship. Because a lot of times you don't hear men expressing themselves about how they feel about even their brothers.
Yeah, but so me and my brother, we always grew up together. Like we was always with each other. And this probably been the longest I've been without my brother. Like 2-3 months, that's a long time because we always with each other, do everything with each other. So it's like, I feel like that brotherhood, it sparked a lot of like inspiration, and I feel like we took it for granted because we never been away from each other. But like, it's feel good to see him, and I want him to be better than me.
Right.
So I be kind of hard on him a lot of the times, and I be getting on his nerves. But like, it's all out of love. And I want him to be better than his big brother. So.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And so, before we get out of here, I'm gonna throw some words at you, kind of see what these words mean to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about legacy, yeah, what does that mean to you?
Legacy is like following the footsteps, and somebody came before you, but you gotta take the throne, and you gotta be better than them. So I feel like legacy just means like following behind the footsteps from the generations before you.
Okay. What about integrity?
Integrity. Doing what you're supposed to do and nobody watching.
Excellent
The elementary definition, but I feel like when they told us that in elementary, we used to like kind of brush it off. But like it's real, like being an integrity-filled person will really get you long, like far ways.
Absolutely. And lastly, honor.
Honor. I feel like honor is something you can't honor yourself. The people got to do it for you. So you got to do something that's going to impact a lot of people to where you get your honor. And I feel like honor is one of the best things you can achieve, but only so many people can achieve because it's a lot of fools in the world. But the wise people, they get honor.
Right, absolutely. So we're gonna get wrapped up here, man. It's been an honor talking to you, and it's been a privilege watching you evolve, and we're gonna continue watching and have you back and checking back in, because once again I think it's important for folks that are coming behind you to see the maturation and also to see what's possible.
Yeah.
And so anything you want to share before we get out of here?
Hey, for those watching, make sure y'all get y'all good grades so y'all can do what y'all got to do after high school. If it's college or not, just make sure you're doing something. Always be productive. You feel me? Watch out for your people. Keep everybody in check. Have your guys. Get to the money, get to the bag, and keep God first.
Excellent. So we're going to get wrapped up. Like I said, this is going to be the first of many conversations that we're going to have. And thank you for having us. I Am King Foundation, and welcome to the inaugural King Conversations.